everybody. You already know who this is. It's Lazz. You know, the egotistical person that only seems to talk about himself because he's self-centered or something like that. So hey, welcome to this next installment of Lazz Logs. The I still like doing these. I just never feel like I have anything interesting to talk about. So I don't know. I guess that's why I always fall flat. But it's still nice doing these. So on today's docket, I guess you could say. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the server upgrades a little bit. I mean, there isn't too much more to say about it besides what was posted by Admin Dragon before and after with the post updates. But things are definitely a lot better. But obviously, they didn't really meet too much of my expectations. Which that's always a thing when it comes to networking. You can have maximum speeds set up, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get them. And whether if that's either a strange communication protocol going on, or it just wrong cables, distance of length of cables, and things like that. There's so many different factors when it comes to networking that, it's no surprise and whatnot where this time around with the server upgrades, it was really like let's find something and stick to it. And obviously I wanted to have 2.5 gigabit speeds because the server can do it, and for editing videos and stuff it would make it a lot easier. And I gotta say it is a lot better. For sure. It's a little hard to tell with the RAM on the server because, I don't really do anything on the server, but obviously it's running services and stuff. So, I think it's handling the processing and everything fine. The network speeds is a bit lackluster. When I did like a file moving speed test, it was peaking like I wasn't even getting 200 megabits, which was a bit of a downer. But it is a lot faster, and since the bandwidth's just wider, it's continuous all the way through, which could be. Obviously it's from the network upgrade, but it could also just be from the upgrades with the RAM and whatnot. Excuse me, sorry about that. I know. Before I've talked about iSCSI and stuff, and this time around with iSCSI, obviously I have my Steam set up, but the only issue before that was I didn't give myself enough space when I was getting Killing Floor and whatnot, so I kind of had 2 drives that I had to set up so I could put Killing Floor 2 on it because I didn't. Not thinking about sizes, so that's what I get. But so besides reconsolidating it into a big enough drive at the moment, that's going to work. But it is nice as an option that I can just add other drives, and I can just tell Steam, hey, can you just install the game over here and run it from here and stuff like that. It works flawlessly. I did move all my videos. Well, before when I was editing videos and stuff, it was just a network share. And look, that's cool and great and fine and all, but it works. It worked, but it was definitely limited to the abilities of the network. Where I guess I can't stress this enough. Like if you're able to do iSCSI. You have the networking, and you have the networking and the equipment to do it. Man, do it. Especially when you're tight on drive space. You're tight on drive space, or you just want to dedicate something to do something. As I slowly get into my long pauses again. Hate it when I do that, but it works. It's fantastic. It's been around for a long time, and I've just only I don't even think a year. I don't think it's even been a year since I've been using it, and I've just fell in love with it. But I mean, so I'm doing all my videos off iSCSI, and it is just obviously the network connection does have something to do with it, but just having a dedicated drive to do everything, it's just faster. It's much more efficient. So I mean, with the server upgrades, I'm very, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. I guess I just had my expectations a lot higher than they needed to be, and not that reality came crashing down on me in the end with everything. It's just more so, oh yeah, that's right. It is still a network. Just because it can do it doesn't mean it will do it. It's a Goldilocks situation. Everything's got to be right. You got to have everything connected. It may not like certain cable types and things like that. It's just weird. That's all I can say from my experience from networking, which isn't too much. So I don't think there's much that I can talk about and whatnot, but I know I posted a while ago, here on the site and so furry as well, the passing of Lori Bass, and I gave, I think I gave a pretty good post and excerpt of who she was and what she meant to me, and she was like my second mom. I lost my mom back in 2011 due to cancer. She was only 52, 53 at the time, and here's my secondary, wouldn't say replacement mom, but mother figure, and now she passes away at the age of 55, where jokingly I was kind of telling people, it, maybe I should stop looking for mother figures because they never seem to get past 50. I know it's dark, but I still got a sense of humor overall. Maybe I don't express that enough in my videos, but I've always liked being silly and having a sense of humor about things. But it sucks, obviously, but I guess it just doesn't hurt as bad. I honestly thought it was going to hurt more as time went on, but kind of like a realization, like, hey, she's really gone, and that's it. Like she you ain't gonna see her anymore at work, kind of thing. And I think from all the loss that I've had in my life, I think that's why I'm just dealing with this so well. And just to kind of level with you guys too. I mean, when I was writing that post on on the site and whatnot, because it's the exact same cookie cutter post from my site to So Furry. I just I post everything on my site first. It really wasn't until I got to the end of the paragraph, and when I wrote farewell Lori, and I had to stop, and I was sobbing and sad. Like it hit. It didn't hit hard, but like writing those words definitely hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting. And then as I finished that, when I wrote rest in peace, that's when the second round came. And to be honest, I've felt fine since then. Last Saturday, my company did a celebration of life for her because her family, which I don't know too well, and I've kind of learned that she has more family than I thought that she let on. Whether she didn't tell me because she just didn't like them or just didn't feel like it was relevant or whatever, it don't hurt my feelings. Everybody's got their reasons and stuff, but they couldn't afford it, And I even kind of thought during that time, like if I was going to break down or have a moment. And the crazy part is like they, we had a speaker set up so people can say their piece and stuff, and I really wanted to say something, but I think what I really would have said was what I posted on my blog anyway. I was almost thinking, well, not almost thinking. I mean, I was thinking the entire time before we got up to that point. I think I'm just going to look at my post again and just either memorize it or just have it on my phone and just read from it. Not verbatim per se, but kind of simplify it and whatnot. And I didn't. I just didn't do it, and I don't feel any regrets or anything because I think everything that I kind of posted has been said. I can't tell you how relieved I felt when I did that, because like I felt sadness obviously, but I didn't feel any grief, and it wasn't until I got to the end of writing that is when I really felt grief of her passing. And since then I felt fine. And the celebration of life about her was great. Seeing parts of her family I never knew about. Seeing some people that both me and her kind of knew from working in the industry over the years, and a little bit of catching up, sort of, but just really remembering Lori, for all the stuff that she did. And it just kind of, I don't want to say that, it's an obvious given. Life's finite. You have to take what's given to you and make the most of it. And I hope I become, am able to retire and whatnot. And it's really a shame because for Lori, she had her health problems and stuff, and she just kept working through it. She was pretty verbal when she was having a bad day and whatnot, like health wise. Anything wise, to be honest. But she always came in. The smile that she had, which with what I've posted. She had such a beautiful smile, and was about as upbeat as you can get from working in an office that just drains your essence of your soul from your body. So she will always be remembered by me for sure. She will be missed for sure by me, but I think I think, especially with the celebration of life, I think that was the final kickoff of me saying, farewell, Lori, and reminiscing with people. And, I think a lot of people kind of got closure at the same time. I know there was a lot of thank yous and things like that even I've received from people. And it's like, well, I didn't get it set up. My company got it set up. I'm here because for respect for Lori, obviously, as well as unfortunately kind of working that event because we provided it. So while we're still under the dark term of people passing, Dragonneer. If you're within the furry fandom, this is probably old news by now, but Dragonneer passing away as well. I never really knew the guy. Obviously, everybody has baggage to, for everything that they do in life and whatnot. And, it's mixed. Obviously, everything's mixed with everybody. Some people really hated him. Some people really liked him. He connected on personal levels with other people and things like that, which, I'm more inclined to believe the more personal connections than anything else, because I feel like anything in this furry fandom, people are pretty open to talking about themselves, and more importantly, just, hey, how are you doing? Why aren't you feeling great? let me try to help you in some way. And I don't really know any other community that does that. And well, I guess I can't really say that because it's not like I bounce around from community to community, or was a lost, wayward soul that just didn't know what I was doing in life or anything like that. But at least, talking to people and things like that, the community's just like that, which, Dragonneer's the guy who created Fur Affinity. It's, everybody will say it. It is the hub for the fandom. He isn't the one that kicked it off and started it. He's not the one that created the first furry-based website or bulletin board system or anything like that. He just made a good enough platform that everybody can relate to and collaborate with and talk and create content and post it and host it, and it's popular. It's unfortunate to hear the loss of somebody as great as that within the fandom. He will never be forgotten. I'm sure he will never be forgotten. And at least his legacy appears to continue forth. And unfortunately, he was having some health issues and conditions that I wasn't keeping up with at all. Because I don't have a Fur Affinity account, so it's just so furry and just people just chatting around and whatnot of his passing is how I heard about it, and check out public things on Fur Affinity to kind of confirm and whatnot. And everybody's kind of up in the air about the peril of what is going to happen to Fur Affinity, because obviously he didn't have anything set up. I think his only relative, well, that we know of, or relatives, well, I say plural, but I don't, if there's more than one, I don't really know. But it just seems like it's his mom. It doesn't seem like, he had any, children or cousins or anybody like that within his family. And, we don't know what's going to happen with Fur Affinity. I mean, I guess he has enough stuff set up where he has a close friend that's going to kind of take over and watch over the site. But there's a lot of debts and stuff that, has to be paid, not only for his services and his medical bills and things like that, but also the website itself. Because if you've been around long enough, if you have, you might remember back in the day, because I still remember, and remember, it's like I said, I don't even use Fur Affinity. So, back in the day, Dragonneer sold Fur Affinity to IMVU. So IMVU, that, which I don't know if they're still big or whatever, if they still have their website and whatnot. I forget what the hell they did. But he sold it to them and whatnot, and kind of took a step back from running the platform for like a few years. But I guess he bought it back, which makes sense, totally makes sense, because it really wasn't until I seen a journal post on Fur Affinity. I guess Dragonneer still owed $17,000 to IMVU for the buyback of the site. So that to me is where, I get the vibes, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have vibes of Fur Affinity and peril. Because I'm pretty sure since he's passed away, they're probably going to want the whole lump sum back, is what I'm assuming. I don't, unless they're willing to do a payment plan or something like that. I'm pretty sure Dragonneer had something set up like that, but since he passed away, well, okay, here's the debt. It has to be paid. So it's kind of hard to tell where and how that's going to go. And I haven't seen any updates to see if they met the goals and anything like that, because I think for what the guy posted, his close friend on Fur Affinity is I think they need $70,000, and that covers the rest of the buyback of the site for my MVU. His medical expenses, final services, and things like that, as well as a predicted celebration of life for him. And somebody that's worthy of a celebration of life. I think he deserves that for sure. And I don't know if he was going through pain or suffering, because I never followed him. He was never on the site and whatnot, so I don't really know. But I hope, obviously, he shouldn't be suffering anymore. But yeah. Okay, so that's enough of dark stuff there. So let me take a sip of coffee. And kind of clear my throat here. Okay, so I just kind of want to touch base a little bit about MegaPlex. So I know I've talked about it before. I'm still planning on doing it. Unfortunately, I know initially, I'm going to pre-order the tickets and this and that. Well, I guess I messed up somewhere and either did misread something or whatever, because I missed that by a long shot. I guess it was the beginning of July was the end of the pre-sale tickets. So unfortunately, when I go there, I'm going to have to wait in line and order my tickets and passes and stuff. I'm still looking forward to it. I guess, I don't have any jitters or anything like that. But it's about 2 weeks away. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks away from the time of this recording. So I would say I'm excited, but but I don't feel numb neither. I guess because I didn't really see anything. When I looked at the schedule again for anything like, I definitely have to attend that and whatnot. And the funny part is my friends have found a whole bunch of stuff that they want to go check out and see, and it's like, you know what, this is great, because not that I need my hand held or anything, but it definitely would help, at least for my first experience, just to kind of, hey, I see this interesting, okay, well, I'm going to go with you, because I can kind of adjust to anything. I haven't really found anything that I just blatantly hate per se. And I'm open-minded enough that even if it's something that's like, I don't know if I'll like that. Okay, well, I mean, if you want to go, then I'll go. I'll do. I'll tag along, or I'll be your third wheel, or whatever the hell you want to call that. So yeah. So unfortunately, that's kind of the premise of that at this moment. Is it's a bit. My excitement, my feelings, I don't want to say excitement, but my feelings for the whole event is I still want to go. I'm looking forward to it, but, I don't really have a nervousness or anything as of right now. But, just like for anything, maybe as the time grows near, that might happen. And, the only thing that I hope that doesn't happen, that has happened to plenty of events and small things and just general things that of me living my life is, I wouldn't say second thoughts or cold feet or anything like that, but, like, I'll do it, but then I just feel weird. I just feel off. Something feels off. I just feel weird. And, when I start feeling like that, it's not that it's impossible to pull me back in to say, hey, look, everything's okay, and, just take a look around, or, you find something, you just got to find something that looks interesting, or, talk with people or something like that. not that I'll back out, but I hope that doesn't happen. I hope I don't just go there and then it's like, oh well, my psyche, my inner dragon cannot handle all this. Because I mean, I can handle big groups and crowds and talking with strangers and things like that. You know, I've dealt with that plenty of times, so you know that's why I'm not too worried about it. But I've just always had those kinds of moments and things. But I usually had that from events from other friends, or hey, we're going to go do this. Do you want to tag along? And then I would, you know, I'd say this is kind of the first time that I've actually wanted to plan something for this and try to get friends involved and go and hey, let's go do this. So I think that's what's also probably helping me as well is that. But you know, who knows? I hope I don't back out or anything. I mean, I've been wanting to go to a furry convention since 2019, and you know, since this is like, you know, close to my hometown, it makes sense to go to this one. You know, you always want to start off small. I mean, you could go big, I guess, if you really wanted to. Well, I mean, you know, I don't know. As I struggle with words, look at me go. Look at me go. But you know, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm still planning on it. You know, I got that. I got that whole week off, right before the weekend. So I'm kind of hoping. I'm kind of hoping to go all the days. That's the idea. It does depend what my friends want to do too. I know if I have a good enough time, even if if my friends are like a 1 day kind of thing, like you know what, I've seen everything I wanted to see and I'm happy and whatever. I know if I have a good enough time, I will go every single day. I have done that for smaller conventions slash events before where I had a good enough time, I'm going all the days kind of thing. So that's that's kind of the thing I'm kind of curious about too is am I going to get that passionate feeling of you know I feel like I'm at home or something and then I will go all the days or you know or will it be something along the lines of you know I've seen everything I had to see in 1 day, which you know I had that when MegaCon comes through here, which is like Comic Con, you know, here in Central Florida. And, you know, I had a great time for that. But, I mean, it was like going on that Saturday, which, you know, busiest day, obviously. But, you know, it was all right, you know, but I seen everything I wanted to see. There wasn't anything interesting enough that was like, I want to come back again tomorrow or, you know, or anybody, you know, in like the artist alley and things like that where it's like, oh my god, like I want to buy something from this person or I want to get a commission or something and you know their line's too long so I got to come back tomorrow to at least you know wait in line and you know or shake their hand or something like that. But yeah, you know, I'm just curious to see how that's going to go, you know, as I'm predetermining, you know, my future here. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this edition of Lazz Logs. You know, I hope you like it. I wouldn't say it's anything different from my other formats. You know, I know it's a bit dark, talking about death and stuff, but you know, I mean, it happens. It's part of life. You know, if there's one guarantee we're given in this life, it will come to an end. And how dark would it be if I just would have ended the recording right at that point? But you know me, I'm not going. I ain't gonna do anything crazy like that. But yeah, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, hopefully something more interesting happens and whatnot for the next Lazz Logs. I know it's always. I mean, I know it's about what's happening with me and my life and whatnot. That's the whole idea of Lazz Logs. So you know. Even though I start off as a self-centered, egotistical dragon with, you know, it's all about me and nothing else. Yeah. You know, you know, I don't mind going off the rails and things like that too. But, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. I love doing these things and whatnot. And I'll catch you for the next one, guys.